In lieu of doing a game room tour in 2025, this year we're going to talk about our 10 favorite things in our game room.
I'm Scott.
I'm Jen.
We're Retro Rivals, and we're going to talk about our 10 favorite items in our game room that are not games.
Yes.
We're going to go with Jen's list first. We have 5 each, and I'll pick one off the bottom of each.
Okay, I think that makes sense.
So, the bottom of Jen's list, which would be her number 5, she has written Siege.
Okay, so just to clarify this, we went to Siege in 2023. It was maybe one of my favorite memories ever. And not only
What about when we got married? When we had a kid?
It's like top 10, babe. We did get Scott's head signed.
I hate that part. I hate that part. I hate that part.
Which we couldn't bring back with us, but I did take pictures of it. All of that combined is my favorite memory because we have the t-shirt we got signed. We have the pictures from your head signing, and then we just have the group picture. And so that means a lot to me. I can't ever get that t-shirt back. I don't know that the same people will be there, you know, in subsequent years. So that memory, just as it stands, memorialized on our wall.
We had such a blast when we walked by.
It was our first convention.
It like jogs my memory of things that we did while we were there.
So we went to like meet our friends from YouTube, but it was like seeing old buddies. Like none of it was awkward. It was just like, these are our friends we've known for years. We just got to meet them for the first time. So yeah, having that on the wall means a lot to me. So that has to be my number 5.
My number 5 on the list, and I know I said no games, but this is not a game. This is a console.
There's a reason.
There's a reason. It's the Sega Genesis that I have. It's the only console I still own from when I was a kid. And there's a bit of a story behind that because my first Genesis, which would be the version 1. Yes. I lost it when our basement flooded. And we were not a wealthy family by any means.
No.
So my 2 uncles went in and bought me a new Genesis, which is version 2 that I have here.
Yeah.
And like I never asked for it. I was a teenager at that point.
Yeah.
Most of my time was spent in the basement playing my games. Once my Genesis kicked the bucket, I didn't make a fuss or anything. I just went outside and played like normal kids.
Yeah, yeah.
I would literally shoot a ball at a hockey net for hours and hours. Basically, I don't know if they got tired of listening to that thing hit the side of the house.
Yeah.
And let's just get them a new machine there.
Yeah. I understand why that would be on your list for sure.
Jen's number 4 on her list was a gift from Dennis.
Yes.
She has written down figures, which she means the bobbleheads.
Yes. So we have all 3 figures here. I mean, 2 of them were gifts for us. 1 was a gift for Dennis. From his girlfriend. Yeah. And they're on our shelf. We see them every time we come down. They're like pretty recognizable when you come in the room. It's us. It's hilarious. I even did a little video with all 3 of us in it as the bobbleheads, and I got mouth. It took forever. It took forever to do, but our mouths are moving on the figures.
Like an animation.
Yeah.
Should do another video like that.
We should totally do another video like that. But it was so much fun, and I had to recognize those as one of my favorite things in our game room.
The next one on my list is the Xbox sign.
Yeah.
If you watch any live streams or you see us in our Lazy Boys, it's the Xbox sign that is behind us. We found that at Spin It.
Yes, we got it for a really good deal because it was tax-free. I think it was like a Boxing Day sale.
Boxing Day sales.
Yeah.
I put a wood frame around it and painted it black, and then I mounted it on the wall and then backlit it with LED lights and everything. So it's like something that I would never want to get rid of.
I understand.
Kind of a one-of-a-kind thing. I've never seen another one.
I kind of wonder if it would have been a display in a game store, like backlit or something. I'm not sure how that would work.
I assume it was probably hung from the ceiling.
That makes sense.
There's 3 holes along the top.
There is, but you can't really see them because they're covered by the frame.
Nope.
But yeah, I was kind of wondering where in the heck are we going to put that when you bought it, but it fits perfectly there. It's the perfect spot for it.
Next on Jen's list is some artwork.
Yes.
I think it would be your first major piece of artwork that took you probably close to 100 or more hours.
Close to 100.
It's over 100.
Oh, hundreds of hours.
Hundreds.
It's Super Metroid. Before we go any further, let's just get that.
This poster
is not a poster. It's a painting.
People think it's a poster. It's not. It's actually, it's the box, or it's about this thick. It covers my dartboard that's hanging up in behind.
Yeah. Which is true of a lot of our paintings in this room.
Yeah.
We have hidden storage behind it, which just makes my heart happy because I love organization and I love things not looking cluttered. But that painting, I was painting way outside my skill level at that time. But it was COVID and everything was shut down and I literally had months of nothing to do. So I got good in my painting room and just sat there and, started a coffee addiction because that's when I first started drinking coffee too. And sat and I painted. And I just paint it and paint it and paint it and repainted things that didn't work until they worked. And I developed the skill.
A lot of hours of frustration.
A lot of frustration.
I thought she was going to chuck that thing out.
Yeah, a couple times I almost thought of it. But yes, I completed it.
I think
it was
something
my first favorite.
Noteworthy is that if you know the box art for Super Metroid, you know that this leg gets cut off.
Yeah, right around the bottom of
it's extra. But because it needed to cover my dartboard in the back, we had to make it a little bit wider from top to bottom. So I think you got the rest of this art from the Super Famicom.
Yeah, something like that. And I just extended it on there. But it just looks like it always should have been there.
Yes, it looks great.
Yeah.
My next one is the River City Girls painting, which is to the right of our large TV.
Yes.
When we're sitting in our lazy boys and we're facing the big TV playing games, I have two paintings, one on either side. I have Streets of Rage 4 on the left, but River City Girls on the right.
Yeah.
It just pops.
I know.
Like when you look at the characters, they look like they're stickers. They're so smooth and on there.
Yeah.
And then the background color, that purple.
Oh my god.
I remember when we went to
Dennis picked it
Michael's.
out. Dennis picked the color out.
Dennis was with us for whatever reason. I can't remember if we were game hunting or something.
I think so. I think we were picking up a game.
And we stopped, and Dennis is the one that actually picked out that color because we couldn't really figure out the right color to go on that.
And it's the perfect color.
Yeah.
And another thing too, if you look at the River City Girls, I think it's like the startup screen that came from.
Yeah.
She doesn't have the green in her socks.
I was literally just thinking of that.
Yes, yeah. But she does in the game, so I didn't understand why it wasn't there. And I was like, I need color down here. Does this make sense to add? And I was like, I really think it makes sense to add, so I added it.
It fits.
It does,
well.
and it's from the game,
all
so
the
I
colors,
didn't understand
all
why
the colors work.
Yeah.
It was done really well.
I loved making that painting, but that background, I had to paint the purple like 3 or 4 times because it kept bleeding through.
More.
Oh, it was a nightmare.
Yeah, there was a lot of coats.
A nightmare.
Next on Jenny's list would be her Alice Madness Returns figures, complete in box.
Yes.
A few gifts, a few finds.
Yeah.
Game hunting. The reason why these are so special to you is why?
I love the game so much. It was the first game I truly picked for myself to play. When we used to go game hunting, I went with Scott. I didn't go for myself.
She was tagging along. I basically used her to go talk to the owners of the stores and stuff and smooth things over.
Yeah. But the first one, you got me the card guard for a gift.
Was that at Mountain Pond?
Yes. Okay. And then I told him, if you ever see any more, I would like to buy them. And he said, well, I do have the Alice figure, but I wasn't sure if I wanted to sell it. And I was like, please, I will buy it. Please sell it to me. It will stay in my collection forever. And he sold it to me, and I got a great price on it, but I will never sell it. And then I have the Cheshire Cat, and then Alice's like Madness Hysteria. Is it the Madness dress or Hysteria dress?
I think it's Hysteria.
Yeah. Is there one more?
There is one more. It's the dress that you wear when
Queen
you're in the Queen. Yeah, like that, the card castle.
Yeah.
That level. Yeah.
Yeah, so I keep saying, I think I'm fine with what I have, but at the same time, I'm like,
no,
oh!
I constantly check on eBay for those. But anyway, there's one more figure.
Yeah,
Spoiler
and
alert, you're gonna get another gift.
I figured. Yeah. And I want to mention, just while we're on that back wall with the Alice figures, I do have the Alice PC game, which a kind viewer sent to me, and then the Steelbook that you bought for me for Christmas too. So
are you ever gonna play
that
love
PC
Alice? Game?
Yes, I'm gonna play it this year. Yeah, I couldn't get to it last year. I wanted to get to it in the fall, and so many games came out that I want to get through for Halloween. And another that Loco had sent me, Callisto Protocol. I wanted to get through that too. So everything got too hard to fit it all in basically this year.
Next one on my list is something I made. It is very rewarding.
Yeah.
Because it continues to give back.
It gives back.
If you guys know me, I brew my own beer here.
And wine.
Yeah. And I have kegerator, so I have wine taps and beer taps and all that stuff over here. Well, I took a regular kegerator with just a silver tower, and I converted it and made it so that I put an original Xbox on, and I think it's control port number 1 and number 4 have beer taps coming out.
Yeah.
And I had the old Duke controllers. Don't worry, I didn't break anything. That was still working. I bought some broken ones on eBay, converted it to my handles for my taps, everything.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome. And you have wine in it right now that I'm pretty sure it's some sort of religious phenomenon. It keeps giving. They haven't ran out of wine yet, and they've played so much.
I don't even know how. We've been drinking wine all winter. I just don't even understand. I don't know if it's been blessed by Jesus himself there. But it just keeps, I don't know. It's got to empty out. Every time we play a game of baseball, we have a baseball night. Me and Dennis play about, here's my jersey. We play probably about 8-9 hours of baseball every night, and we're constantly filling up on wine. And
I know.
It's wine. It's wintertime. It's cold in the basement, so it's wine this year.
It's wine.
Summertime, it'll be beer.
That's right. My number one?
Your number one? Do you remember it?
No.
No?
Oh, I do remember it! I don't even need him to read it to me, because I do remember it. It is to my left, and it has to be my mansion's wall. And I love this for so many reasons. Number one, you got me started on mansions. You bought it for me one Christmas.
Oh. This was, I was looking for a Christmas gift, and I knew that you were into board games.
Yeah.
So I started looking up stuff. I don't know if it was on YouTube or what, and then I was like, kind of stumbled across a YouTube channel that does reviews on board games, and I was like, huh, that looks interesting. I wonder if Jen would like it. I think I mentioned it to you, and you were like, no, I don't know. And then I kind of...
Well, when I got it,
bought it for you anyway.
I was like, oh my god, Scott, I need to have a friggin' PhD to play this game. Like, I don't understand, because I've never played a true tabletop game. Like, I've played, Monopoly and Clue and stuff like that. They're very easy to understand. This took some actual trying to figure out how to play the game, and that was what was challenging. I honestly, for a hot second, was like, you should just take this back and get me something else, because I don't...
She did, yeah. She literally told me, like, take it back.
I don't know that we can play this.
And then it went from that to, like, owning them all.
Oh, my God. Well, it was so many people contributed to this wall, and then you also painted some of the figures. Like...
I didn't do a great job.
You did a great job, shush. We ended up going into Gamezilla just on a whim. We were walking, and
it's a local store. Yeah, we were out for a walk on a summer day, and I typically don't go for a walk, and we typically don't really go in there. I used to go in there when they sell comics, but I'm not a big tabletop guy or board game guy or anything like that. And we were walking by, and I was like, it's hot out. You want to go in there?
Yeah, basically. And I stumbled across one that I had been missing that was no longer in circulation. Like, I probably could have found it other places, but it was on eBay right there. And it was for retail value. Like, it wasn't marked up, so that was great.
Still sealed, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. A couple other ones were still in circulation. I bought those at the time. My mom bought me one for Christmas, which was expensive. And then I was looking for that last one, and I'm not even joking. I checked out every Amazon, like Amazon Germany, Amazon, whatever. Like, every Amazon. I called places all over Canada. Like long distance, I called everywhere. I'm like, do you have this mansion? Do you have this? And I had given up. I'm like, I'm never getting this. I was looking it up on eBay. They were asking like anywhere between $500 and $700, and I was like, this is insane. I'm never going to get this. And then Fresh and Mary sent me it. They were able to find it for retail value. I don't even know how. I just talk about it and I get choked up. Like I almost cried on camera. I was so shocked to get that, and that completed that wall, and it makes me smile every time I see it. Like I would never, if there's a house fire, I'm like taking all mansions after I get, the animals and the people out. So, what's your number one?
My number one is, it was a gift that I made for my son when it was for his 5th birthday.
Yeah.
He was big into Transformers at the time, like huge. That's all it was Transformers. Yeah. We went at yard sales, Transformers this, Transformers that, everything. So I'm like, I came up with the idea to take the G1 Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I had that because a good dad like me made him watch the original Transformers cartoon series there. And I was like, I had to get him the toy. And I was like, well, I'm going to build him a life-size, not life-size, but I wanted to build him something that was at least his height.
Yeah.
So what I did is I took that G1 Transformer all apart, and then measured all the little parts, and then tried to scale them up, and then I built, you guys can't see it on camera, but we'll take B-roll.
Yes.
It's to the right of me right here now. It used to be in his room for a long time.
Yeah.
And then he's kind of gotten too old for
that
stuff.
I kind of wonder when he has a child of his own if he's going to want it again.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's always Alex's, so he's always welcome to take it back. But, Alex thought you were building a wheelchair. I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, because I was building in the garage, and he's 4 at the time, and he's constantly kind of going.
He wants to be with Dad.
Yeah, so it's like, I had to tell him, like, he's like, what's Dad building? Oh, I'm building a chair. I'm building a chair.
Yeah. And then he saw the wheels, and he's like, is it a wheelchair?
Yeah, it's a wheelchair, buddy. But I think we still have I definitely still have the pictures
We
somewhere.
have the pictures and the video.
Yeah.
Yeah, of Alex getting that and you transforming it for him. It's so cool.
Yeah. So it's been kind of a feature on some of our game room tours in the past.
Yes.
Something I'll never get rid of.
There's so many things we could have mentioned in this room. There's so many paintings. There's so many builds. You have your signs.
We have the power
wall.
We have the bar that I have, the Gears of War themed bar over here. We have so many things, but I had to pick 10 because we didn't want to do
this forever.
A stupid long video, right?
Yeah, it's gifts people gave us too.
Oh,
it's just
tons of stuff.
There's so many things, and we decided we would split this up between our modern gaming room and our retro gaming room. So somewhere down the line, we will do the retro one too, and that's going to be a challenge.
There's going to be lots of 80s toys.
Yes, and most of our retro games and gaming consoles are in there, with the exception of a few that are out here. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this. I would love to see what your 10 favorite things are in your game room.
Yeah, let's make this like a VR thing.
Yes.
Video response time, people.
Yes, we would love to see it. Please tag us so that we can watch it too. And I think that's it. Until next time, game on.